Welcome to No Strings Attached Street Ministry. Today I would like to lay tribute to one of my most major supporters for this ministry. His name is Jack. He's been a little old fella, but he's been one of my best friends for the last 25 years. Actually, it was him and his wife is the one that gave me encouragement to even start this ministry. And we lost her a few years back, and which was a devastating blow then. But he's always been very, very close to me, and without his wife, he's a pastor. So back in the day, they encouraged most pastors to not have relationships or friendships with any of their patron, people that they taught at their church. And the biggest reason is, I guess, is because of the clique thing. They didn't want someone to feel like he's in with this crowd and the other crowds are not welcomed or part in. But anyway, that's for a whole nother story. But he told me, he says, Jim, I've never was able to have a friend. It was just hard for me to understand, that a guy could go, 70 years and not even have one friend. It blew my mind, But it was true. The only thing that he had was his wife. And, then when, they lost her, it was a devastating blow to him. And, of course, even their family. I mean, she was like the rock of the hard spot. She was my rock. This woman was amazing. And her name was Carol. Beautiful, beautiful woman. I mean, just a heart of gold. So I vowed at that point, after Carol died, that no matter what, Jack will be taken care of. I will look after him. I will do whatever it takes to be his friend, to give him strength, to do anything and everything I could in my power to let him live out the rest of his days in happiness. And I think I really did do that. But then also he gave a lot to me as well. He was a major, major supporter of this ministry. Which that's going to be sorely lost. I've had a few of them that really has helped this ministry out, and they all seem to just disappear, and it breaks my heart. It really does, because it seems like the more and more I try to get this ministry rolling, it just always is having a financial struggle for some reason. It's just a ministry that's not being provided for or taken care of. Even my own health, has failed to where I can no longer go out and actually get a job and support as well. I mean, but I forced this ministry a lot. I paid for a lot of it out of my own pocket. And then whatever I didn't pay for, Jack was probably 90% of what was left over. But he did an awful lot for us. And there was some people online that just really helped the ministry out too. I don't want to degrade anything that they've ever done, because they've been very important as well. YouTube used to make a few $100 a month, off of them. But I haven't drawn a check from YouTube in probably 9 months. So I don't know what's going on with that. I mean, my views has completely fell. The people that subscribed to me has completely fell off. I think that's why I sort of give up on it. I had it just Felt like I was wasting my wheels and spinning, out of control. But anyway, we've done an awful lot of good. Trust me. If you looked at the stats, it would blow your mind. And that's for another day as well. Maybe I'll do a video on up-to-date stats. But I don't know. I think maybe I might sell the van. So if anyone's looking for a van that is, it's a 2000. It's got miles on it. But I tell you what, it's taken care of like it was brand new. Almost every part on this thing has been replaced. The only thing is the interior. It's been ridden hard and rough, so you got to replace the seats. Maybe the door panels, they're cracked and busted. The seats definitely. So I've got one seat. You might be able to just have them recovered if you use that other seat. The one that I'm sitting on right now, the foam is all ripped up pretty bad. You don't even think you could even have it repaired. But anyway, it's got the full battery bank. It's got a secondary battery bank of just one battery. It's got timing chain, you name it, water pump, power steering pumps. Oh Lord, it's like I said, it's had almost every complete part you could possibly consider or think about has been replaced on this thing. Shocks, rotors, caps, you name it, the brakes. Of course, I keep it all. I've got everything on a schedule, because I used to drive an awful lot and I couldn't afford to go across the country and afford a breakdown. So we did it on a schedule basis. We would replace the brakes even though they didn't even need it. They weren't even close to being needing it, but we would replace them. Shocks. We put shocks on this thing 5 times. Since I've been driving. Does it need it? No, it don't. But when you're on the road, you don't want nothing to happen. Serpentine belts. It was like when I was driving a lot, it was almost about every other time I would come home. After 10, 15, 20,000 miles, we'd take it in a shop, replace the serpentine belts, the idler pulleys, maybe put a radiator in it, We did all kinds of crazy things, replace all the hoses. So it's been well maintenance. It would be just like a brand new van. If I would sell it, I don't know, probably $8,000-$10,000. It'd be well worth it and be well set up for it. But this is getting back to Brother Jack. Anyway, Brother Jack passed away yesterday. Well, it was a couple days. I usually don't see Jack on Sunday or Monday. Pretty much throughout the rest of the week I see him quite often. But on Sunday and Monday, that's the days that he goes to church. And, I got a few things that I do in opposite direction too. And, I don't know, we just never really did. It was almost like our 2 days away from each other, But now he got up in the morning. I would have put it around January 2nd. And on January 2nd, I kept seeing these angel numbers. It's rare, but when I do see them, I usually try to take a picture of it. And that's where, different numbers. It comes in threes, like 2 2s, or, 3 3s, or 3 2s, or 3 5s, whatever. And we would always laugh about that because we would see them quite often, believe it or not. But we always said that was just Carol giving us a kiss from heaven, But it was just our little joke. But that day, on the 2nd, I seen 222 over 4 times that day. 555 I've seen probably 7 times that day. And 111 I saw once that day. I've got pictures of quite often. This, like I said, I might see maybe one, if anything, maybe one every 2 or 3 days, you know. But it was just strange that day I saw over and over. And every time I turned around, I was seeing them. Didn't think twice about it, really. I'd smile. But I went over normally like I always do, you know, on Tuesday, and got up. Old Jack didn't answer the door. Didn't think about it. I just walked around, pulled the filter out of the, I figured, oh, well, he'd probably just use the bathroom or something. So I went out and pulled the filter out of his pool and was cleaning his filter and stuff, and all of a sudden still no Jack. And so I go bang on the side door in the glass. It was all locked up, still no answer. I'm like, alright, that's pretty weird. So I called him. No answer, no answer, no answer. I started getting concerned, so I called his son and to see if he's heard from him. He's like, no, I ain't heard from him in a few days. I said, did he have anywhere to go? I said, I don't think he did, you know, because he usually tells me about anything that he had going on. But so I called 911. I called the police, and the ambulance and stuff came over. I told him that there was an elderly gentleman that is not responding to me, and he shouldn't be nowhere. Says, is he home? I said, I don't know. I can't see in his garage, so I don't know if his car's in there or not. So they broke in, and besides, do you know how easy a sliding glass door can be opened? Blew my mind. That EMP or the ambulance guy, he had that door open in less than 2 seconds. I'm like, it didn't even touch it, didn't use a tool, nothing. He just with his hands. He's like, oh yeah, these you can't secure this stuff. You know, he said that little lock on there is that's just for decorations. So you know how to do it. You can get in these houses. You can get in there quicker than you can with the keys. So anyway, we went in, looked around, couldn't find him. I had 6 guys in there looking for him. I went out in the garage, his car was still there. I'm like, dang, this is weird. So right as I was walking back towards his bedroom, one of the guys walked out and says, I found him. And he was in the bathroom. But it was just heartbreaking. They estimated he was gone about 48 hours. So it would have put it right on the day that I was getting all the angel signals. Which is really sad, but in a way it was a true blessing just to, you know, just for that to happen. It's almost like comfort, you know, for me. I miss the old boy a lot. He was a very, very big part of my life, an extremely big part of this ministry, and a lot of people this ministry has helped out is going to miss him a lot as well. It's going to be very hard and painful for a lot of people. And I'm like, well, I don't have nothing else to do now, you know. What am I going to do with myself, you know? I just don't have physically and financially, I don't have any money to get back out on the road. So, I don't know. So I stopped by Burger King. And one of the sweetest ladies I think I ever met from a fast food restaurant was there. She took my order and just as nice and as friendly, as lovable as you could ever imagine anybody. And I asked her, I says, they don't hire old guys, do they? She started laughing and says, of course. I said, why? So you want a job? I said, yeah, maybe sort of. I said, I ain't had a job in a long time, but think you could work for someone like me? It says, I can't stand a lot. I can't sit a lot. And, I fidget. And she's like, yeah, we'll accommodate you. We'll do anything we can for you. So I filled out an application. Who knows? I might end up working for Burger King. I wouldn't mind if I was working for her. Because this lady, honestly, she was probably one of the nicest ladies I think I've seen in a while. I think almost it was sent to me from heaven itself. Because I don't even go to this Burger King. Very rarely would I go to this Burger King. But anyway, it was just crazy. I don't know why we even went to Burger King. But I'm like, well, yeah, I did because I only had $4 on me. And, yeah, it's I'm going to be missing Jack. I mean, because his goal of entertainment, he promised me, he says, one thing you'll get from me, son, he says, you'll eat very well. And it's always on me. I mean, honestly, for what, 15, 20 years? Every single week, at least once or twice a week, at least, we would go out to lunch. We end up calling ourselves the Romeos. And we made a joke with all the waitresses. They all knew us by Romeos. And of course, we flirted with all the little waitresses and stuff. And they were cute. They loved us. And they said, well, why the Romeos? I said, rough old men eating out. So that was always a joke. But he loved it. I mean, had such a great time with the guy. We cracked up and we did all kinds of crazy stuff. But I put life into him. He pumped life into me. Very good confidant. I mean, spiritual advisor. I had troubles or struggles. He was right there to work and pound them out with me. He was a very, very big part of this, man, because a lot of times there was things that I was faced with I had no clue what to do. And many times I'd call him, right, even on the road, I'd call him and say, Jack, I got a problem, this is it. And I'd tell him, and we'd sit and hash it out and come up with a solution. The guy was just totally amazing. But anyway, it's going to be a loss, but the memories are just so fond and so beautiful. It's that alone is going to be something I could live on the rest of my life. I don't mean to be a downer for you today, but I just wanted to spend a few moments and just honor a man that truly deserved to be honored. Rest in peace, my old friend. You're going to be sorely missed. And if you'd like to honor Jack, let me know in the comments. If you'd like to help replace what this ministry is missing, I'll leave the links in the description. And who knows, maybe other people will pick up and step up to the plate and help me continue on doing what we're doing. So I just wanted to wish you all a happy 222. You know, this is a good year apparently. It's supposed to be. It's supposed to be. But the world's in such a scrambled mess right now, who knows? I mean, it's really been painful just to experience it and watch how this world is. But at least Jack, I know, is a good and faithful servant, and that's exactly what God said to him when he arrived, I'm sure. Good thing is they were both dancers. I can just imagine Jack right now just dancing away in heaven with his bride. That's the image that I would have and I would carry for a long time. And one day, we'll be back together as a team. That I promise. All three of us. I mean, we were amazing in what we did and how we honored God through our ministries, and just the strength, of the three of us, together was just amazing. But and I'll continue on to the day I die as well. That's been my promise, and I'll do everything I can in my power. Maybe that's why I'm getting this job. Maybe I can fund what I need with that. So we'll see how that goes, right? Anyway, God bless you. I love each and every one of you. Always have, always will. If you'd like to help this ministry out, look in the description. Definitely watch the videos all the way through. Play them over and over and over. Send them and share them with all your friends. Tell them to do it. You invite all your people over to help me raise this channel. I'd love to see this channel just explode. Just by that alone, we can do some amazing income just off of that, and that would be amazing. But it takes the effort of all of us together. We have to hold hands in this world and do what we can to help each other out. God bless each and every one of you. Have a great day.